Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Ark Survival Ascended. And today, the Evo-Therizinosaurus has finally released, so we're going to go ahead and try and find tame some of those and see how they are. I haven't seen any of them out in the wild yet, so just gonna go ahead and scan for one, try to find one. I'm guessing that they're probably just gonna be in the exact same area that Theries normally are, so from what I understand, it really should be about the exact same thing as normal Theory. Should have about the same DPS, same stats. They do have a higher base damage stat, from what I understand, just a slower attack speed. And they also have a couple new abilities, so we'll have to go ahead and check those out. But let's just try to find one first. Yeah, I have a bunch of the resources to help me tame one. Just simple knockout tame, nothing too complex, so there's actually a Mega Raptor over here. Just quickly take this thing out. Don't need an aquatic Mega Raptor. But, there we go. Let's see. Keep going this way, I guess. But, yeah, I've been really excited for these things. Been waiting for them for a while. And from everything I've seen, they look absolutely phenomenal. But, honestly, I love Paleo Ark stuff. And I think that they're one of the most talented modding teams out there. So, honestly, they could really go ahead and make an Evo variant of almost any creature, and I'd probably love it. So, that being said, giving the Theory this is very nice, yeah. Theory's a creature that really could just look absolutely incredible, and yeah, this doesn't disappoint. I wish I could see it side by side with a vanilla Theory, but unfortunately I don't get that luxury, and they do drop Theory Claws, which would be helpful. I probably am going to need some of those for the boss fight. Now, depending on if Lost Colony gets delayed, I might actually end up trying to use Theories to try and fight Grendel. I've heard that Elder Claws aren't exactly the best at it, and they're, of course, the main creature that I'm looking to attempt Grendel with for now. But of course, I'm also getting worried I'm not going to be able to get them done in time, as they've been taking forever. It's a combination of their interesting method of how you raise them, combined with just some bad luck, has really made them a nuisance. And oh, okay. Apparently there's an Alpha Therizino. I don't know. I don't really have anything on me that I feel is gonna be that great. You know what? We're gonna try using Loki, and then I'll try and shoot him with my shotgun. I think that might be my best bet. Yeah, I mean, only other thing I could think would be my Wyvern, or headed back for my my Reaper, and honestly, I don't feel like that last one, so hopefully this doesn't go too bad. Oh, it applies the shredded debuff that the Karka has. I don't know if that's just the alpha variant or if all variants of the Evo Theory gain that. I'm very curious to see, though, if this will give me some special item or something. If it's going to give me a good Theory blueprint, I would not mind. I have a decent pre-built, but... Oops, wrong one. But I don't have a good blueprint, which I'd really like to get a hold of. Alright, hopefully this has something good. We'll probably head over to the loot cave just to check it out. Looks like it just has the claws. Decent amount of XP, though. Just want to check that. Yeah, we didn't get any. Did I get a chibi or anything? I ended up killing a Alpha Anomalocaris and ended up getting a chibi, so I know that chibis for modded creatures can sometimes be found on Alpha variants, so. But no Chibi Therizino from the looks of it. Yeah, let's just go try and find another. Hopefully it won't take me too long, but same time, not exactly feeling too lucky today, but Therizinos aren't too rare here on Val. They're pretty common. Definitely not the best map for them, but definitely not the worst either. It's pretty much anywhere really forested with jungle, not the boreal forest, you'll be able to find them. I can't really think anywhere else, so if I'm for some reason forgetting, don't be too surprised. Here we go. Wait, is that a Theri or a Gigantoraptor? No, that's a Theri. 55. Let's quickly take that out. Yeah, these things look absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to go ahead and get a hold of one myself and try them out. I might try and go and get an imprinted one, but we'll see how it goes and how long it takes for me to find one, let alone multiple. I don't want to spend too much time out here today, as I would like to be able to put more time into other projects that I need to get done right now. Just getting ready for Lost Colony, which I'm really hoping that that comes out on time, but we'll see. I got level 100. No, missed. Whoops. But yeah, I'm very curious to know if they're going to announce all of the creatures that we will be getting in Lost Colony, or if we should expect there to be some that they don't announce. Very curious to see how they go about that. I'm hoping that they won't introduce all of them into the game itself before it's released, like they did with the Sidon and the Veilwyn. Tree's getting in my way. So it would be nice to have to learn how to tame some of them after the launch, and we don't get to just experiment with it before. But I do hope that they take the all the feedback that they've been getting on the Sidon taming and hopefully make some needed changes. From what I understand, they did make it a bit more manageable, but I don't know. We'll see. I honestly don't plan on taming one until Lost Colony. I don't really need one that badly, and without the ability to breed them, I feel like the one that I have, he serves his purpose well enough. He sits and he guards all my dinos from my mutations along with my Reapers, so they serve very well, and I don't really think that I need another one, and I don't really feel like putting myself through taming another one, so I'll go ahead and just wait until Lost Colony for more of them. But this will be the last one that I check before I think I'll just bring you guys back when I find another one, but just quickly track this one down, as something tells me it's going to be a max level. I don't know why, and hopefully I'm right. Let's see. Nope, only level 25. Alright, well, I'll just go ahead and find some more of these, and then I will bring you guys back when I find one. Okay, it's not actually that long later. This is actually the next one I found, and we got a 145 female with Vampiric too, so really good find, honestly. This is about as good of one as I could hope to find. Once again, just gonna use Loki to try and knock it out. I won't use my Giganophis this time. I'll probably end up using it eventually. I really need to keep myself in check with those things, just so I still use other methods to knock things out, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've actually tamed a Theri, so I don't know how much it's going to take to knock this sucker out, but very interesting color with all the red. I guess that's probably from a turkey trial. Maybe we can go take some of the larger turkeys up to the smaller turkeys. Okay, that actually wasn't that bad. I guess I do have a really good long neck, though. Yeah. Thought I heard something for a second, but I guess not. Oh, let's see. What do we got stats-wise? Absolutely terrible health. Looks like it's mostly stamina than some food, so not really that impressive, but I mean, it's a Theri, so seeing that it's unconscious, let's get a good look at her. Really like the head. Like the I guess there's a kind of a beak. It's kind of not a beak, but it's armored. Rude. Honestly, I might just let this thing wake up on its own and then knock it out again. I think that might actually be cheaper with biotoxin. Same time, though, it might be easier just to... That means I'll have to come back to it. But, yeah, this thing looks really nice, and honestly, I need to do a little bit more research as to where exactly the Theri was located. I know it's somewhere... I believe it was in Mongolia, was where they were first identified, but I kind of like going ahead and... I've came up with the idea to go ahead and mutate a lot of my dinosaurs, specifically my feathered ones, to look like birds that live in the area. I have a little bit of an obsession with birds and dinosaurs, and we just found the 140 male, so I guess I will be getting an imprinted Theri today. But I feel like I don't really know too much about birds from Asia, so something I've really wanted to fix, but let's see. I'll have to look into it, and maybe if I end up mutating these guys, I'll find some interesting bird from over there that looks... its colors would work really well on a Theri. I have an idea, but I'm not sure if the bird I'm thinking of is from Therizino territory. Hopefully it should go down here. Maybe one more. There we go. Alright. Hopefully this one's got some better stats. But, let's see. Okay, well, we got better health, but cost of really bad melee damage. I didn't mark the other one, so I'll need to head back for that. But real quickly, I thought I might have seen the tail of a Giganophis over here, so just want to quickly check, because I might tame that while I wait for these Theris to need some biotoxin. Oh, I did! Oh, that's not the right one. Ooh, 145. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go tame that. So I'll be back with the Theris and this Giganophis here in a little bit, so I will bring you guys back when I got all of them, and uh-oh. Yeah, I'll have to go ahead and work on it, so wish me luck. Alright, there we go, got the Giganophis. Let's just check out the stats before, go ahead. Pretty decent health, not necessarily good health, or health that I would normally take as a stat for breeding, but still pretty good. Unfortunately, though, in the process of getting this thing ready to be tamed, it actually managed to kill Loki, so yeah, fortunately, he is no longer with us, and we've lost our Deinonychus. I honestly don't remember if I had a Loki before this one or not, but either way, this edition is gone, and honestly, I think I'm just going to wait for my mutated one in order to go ahead and get another one, but yeah, I will now just quickly go ahead and finish taming Theris, and then I will bring you guys back when I can go ahead and combine these things' stats and we can get an imprinted one. Okay, so I'm back, and unfortunately, the male Theri ended up losing some taming effectiveness, I'm guessing from some random type manure that must have bit it when I was giving it biotoxin or giving it kibble, but it still came out with a pretty decent health stat, though if it didn't lose that effectiveness, it probably actually would have come out with a really good health stat, so a little bit upsetting, but it's fine. The female, on the other hand, came out with a really good stamina stat, so unfortunately damage isn't too great, but that's okay. And fortunately, the female did also have a good trait that I would want, so I'm just gonna pair these guys up so we can get an imprinted one to go test them out with. I will likely go tame some more in the future, just to go ahead and actually see if I can potentially mutate them, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. I might have to save it for another time. I definitely will be using these things in the future. They look absolutely phenomenal, so yeah, I'll just have to give them a little bit of time to go ahead and get me one with all of the good stats, and then I'll imprint it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so our Theri's now fully grown up, and unfortunately he didn't get the best possible weight stat, but that's okay. It was only 2 points higher, so just going to go in here and convert the saddle to the new Theri saddle, and this thing looks pretty nice. I quite like it. And I really like the nice red color that we have going on here, so let's just take it out and see what kind of damage we can do. Guess we got these Trebos here. Not really sure. Okay, looks like we're doing about 266 per. Isn't that bad. If I remember correctly, we should have the ability to do a, yeah, double combo. Also, we got some murder turkeys around here. They don't have levels, right? Oh, right, they're always 250. So let's just see if we can handle any of them. I kind of forgot that they have incredible armor, and that's why they're so dangerous, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it would have been better to switch over to something else. Oh, right, they also get everything mad. Honestly, I've never really been able to play Turkey Trial, so it's always been something that I'm always out with family, so I don't get to really play Turkey Trial, but yeah. Something tells me that maybe best for me to just leave these things be, but here, I actually have an idea, because if I remember correctly, you should be able to, there we go, sharpen our claws, which should give us some armor pen, hopefully. I mean, it upped the damage a little bit, but it's nothing substantial. Either way, though, these things are pretty nice. I'm also just gonna ignore the murder turkeys for now, and I'll just focus on taking everything else out. I want to see the hide harvesting that this thing can do. Once the Dilo venom goes away, just go past and let's find something that could give a good amount of hide. Just try this Carbon, I guess. Pretty decent damage, but I mean, it is a Theri, so that's to be expected. I believe the Hide Harvest attack is the bite, right? Yeah, guess so. I think it's about the same, so I think the higher damage per bite doesn't really translate into the harvesting, but we'll see. I also haven't leveled this thing at all yet, so that might make a pretty big difference, but it's like 165. That's not too bad. I'm curious, though. Megaraptor. Alright, decent amount. I'm curious how this thing will do with harvesting the Carbon and Ichthyosaur corpses on the beach, so let's try that. Can't harvest it with the bite, but can with the claw attack. Doesn't seem to be very good at either hide or spoiled meat. I'll do one more check the carrots, and I somehow forgot to check that, so just quickly find another one of them. I'm sure there's one around here somewhere. This thing looks really nice, though. Helps that it got really nice red color, but still, either way, very nice looking. It's nice to see these more realistic looking dinos. Okay, 117 is not bad. That's a pretty good amount. I am curious about the polymer, though, but actually, it'd probably be faster if I just swim across. I don't remember Theris being particularly bad swimmers, but maybe I was wrong. Just really like this thing. It looks really good. Let's see though. There should be an Ichthyosaurus somewhere around here. Wait a minute, is that a Dinotherium? Yeah, it is. Honestly, I would really rather not deal with those. Here, just quickly. Okay, 125 is not bad. But I'm gonna cross the water before they become a problem. Are they gonna actually follow me, or... Yeah, it looks like they are. Alright, Fortunately, I didn't wait to let this guy heal up after he grew up. I really didn't feel like waiting that long, so... Hopefully we'll be okay. I guess we'll find out. The damage is pretty good, though, so... This is a 140, though. Now it's got the mate boost, and I really need to be scared. May have been better if I just went ahead and ran away and pulled out my shotgun, tried taking him out from range. You know, that might actually be a better idea. I'm not really too much faster than them, though, and Dinotherium are notorious for chasing you down for extreme distances, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and get around this rock, and then I can try and hop off and hit him with my shotgun. Go. Hopefully this will work out. First one down. And there we go, perfect. Alright. Is that the Evo-Therizinosaurus or the Theory? I don't know. Anyway, but I did also see when I went to go ahead and breed these guys that you can make them sit, so... Well, that's cool. Definitely helps not take up as much space. Does it get it any, increased health regen or something? It doesn't look like it. Definitely really nice, though. So let's stand back up. Got a decent amount. I think we have enough health. Let's go take on this Bronto and just see how much hide we can get out of one of them. Also check how much meat I can get, seeing that I kind of do need a little bit of meat. Let's see. Keep forgetting that I have the ability to use the combo. Definitely a good amount of damage. Very, very interesting to see this thing go up against bosses. We also do still have the harvest attack, so you can still harvest a ton of fiber. But I mean, would it be a theory if it couldn't? I mean, it is the main thing the theory is used for, at least in my eyes. I know some people like using them as a wood harvester, but personally, I've always found the lack of a weight reduction to wood. It's always been a bit off-putting for theories being a wood harvester. For me, I always prized them for their ridiculous amount of fiber that they can harvest. I'm just gonna take this guy out. I don't really feel like fighting a Rex. Well, 100. Probably a good choice. That being said, though, let's actually go compare this thing to a Rex, because I do remember hearing that they increased the size to make it look a bit more Rex-sized. So let's go ahead and quickly check that out, and we'll just have to quickly walk back home. Probably should harvest up some mutton while I'm out here. I need to cook some more pretty soon. Doesn't look like I got too much out of that, but that's okay. Let's see, is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. I guess we got a cosmetic roar. We can quickly go over that. That's intimidating. I have to admit, the sound design's really nice. I wonder... Honestly, I've always had some strange obsession with the sound design for creatures in games and movies. It's like, I really want to know, like, what makes the sounds that they use for these things? Because it sounds really good. I want to know. I'm assuming that's probably some kind of bird, but I don't really know what kind of bird, so... here, I'll just quickly pull the button in, and I think I should still have one of my Rexes here in the bin. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Let's see just how big they are compared to each other. Okay, yeah, so they're roughly same size, which... This should be pretty, at least accurate, if you were to compare a Therizino to a Tyrannosaur. So, pretty accurate. Very nice looking. Another creature to add to the Paleo collection. Hopefully we get to see some more soon. I believe the next one that they're going to be releasing is the Bronto. So, definitely excited for that. Hope that we can get something good for the Bronto. Really would like to see it be a little bit more helpful if Gotta be honest, I don't really find them be too useful aside from taming rhinos. And we even got a good level Giganophis, which is nice. Definitely better than the last one, but still not nearly as good as I'd like. But the colors are definitely interesting. I like the black and gray, so that's really nice. But yeah, I think that's just about everything we need to cover with this guy. I'll probably end up taming some more, and I'll definitely look into potentially mutating them. If not in this series, then definitely somewhere else, but I think we might be able to pull it off. There's quite a lot of them. I'll just have to be really careful about the taming effectiveness, because unfortunately, I did lose a little bit of effectiveness on the male. There's just so many small things in the jungles where they live that it can be a little bit difficult to know when they accidentally get hit, especially if you're just in render. Sometimes some things are just fighting each other, like a Dilo fighting a Lystro, and it'll accidentally hit your knocked out creature, so that's always a risky run. Yeah, I don't really know if sitting increases regeneration. If I remember correctly, it does for the Chally and the Megatherius, so it might for this guy, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, beautiful colors, beautiful textures, and absolutely amazing job done here. I think that is definitely one of the best looking ones yet. Let's get that out of here. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. I'll have to go ahead and try and get a better saddle. I think, what was this, like 68 armor? Yeah, almost 69, but I'd like to get a little bit better if I can, but I'll have to go run through the loot cave and maybe in some more loot crates to go around the map, search for. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, so thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.